Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Buffalo SportsCenter video. I am Don, and today we are going to take a quick little look at people and players that the Buffalo Bills should sign in free agency next week. Yes, it is already that time of the year again where it's free agency frenzy. Teams look to reshape or maybe keep or consolidate to their rosters. And unfortunately for the Bills, it seems like their lack of cap space has caught up to them, as they have a bunch of big players going out the door, namely safety Jordan Poyer and starting linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. Both of those guys have been integral parts to the Bills over the last 5 years, and it's unfortunate to see them go, but they'd both like bigger and better money and more opportunities elsewhere. So, because of that void, both of these players are leaving, and now the void is there, the Bills have to make some additions. And in today's video, I'm going to look at 5 players that the Bills could bring in here, starting out with San Francisco 49ers linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. Shaair has been with the 49ers since 2019. He has been a starter since 2021. Yes, he first came into this league as mainly a special teamer, but now he has been given the trust by then defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryan, and now Al-Shaair has been a rock to a fantastic 49ers defense. He's a hard hitter, great tackler, and a useful off-the-ball linebacker. And I wouldn't expect him to make too much money in this new market. I think that the Bills could get him at around $7 million per season, which would be awesome. He's a versatile player that can also, like Von Miller in a way, come off the edge and really disrupt other offensive lines. So that would be a huge plus for the Bills. Moving on now, our second player here is Bobby OKEREKE from the Indianapolis Colts. He is also a linebacker, and you'll notice in this video which position groups I really think the Bills should go after in this free agency. Linebacker is of course one of them, and with OKEREKE, the Bills could absolutely find a replacement for Edmunds just like that. Just like that. I think OKEREKE is that good, and he was fantastic with the Indianapolis Colts over his last couple of seasons. But unlike Al-Shaair, I think that OKEREKE could command quite the dollar on the open market. It seems that there are a couple of teams, namely the Chicago Bears, who are really interested in getting him, as he was very good with the Indianapolis Colts. He had 151 tackles last season. He has been one of the best players on that stout Colts defense since he came into the league, like Edmunds in 2019. He will be looking for big money, but maybe, just maybe, the Bills could get him at a bit of a discount since we are Super Bowl contenders, of course. Well, some people would argue against that, but that's not the point. If the Bills got OKEREKE, I would be very happy about that. That would be a huge get for the Bills, and really, that would be a perfect replacement for Edmunds, although it is not as realistic as getting Al-Shaair. Moving on now, the Bills also need some help at the safety position. I mentioned that Jordan Poyer is leaving, and getting a veteran, somewhat of a stopgap replacement in the form of John Johnson from Cleveland could be a bit of some help. He's been solid. He's been in the league for what seems like forever. I remember him back when he was with the Los Angeles Rams and he had that bad call given against him when they came to Buffalo in that awesome Week 3 victory, the Bills over the LA Rams a couple of seasons ago. John Johnson, not the quarterback, Josh Johnson. John Johnson could be absolutely fantastic. I think he would bring a lot of veteran experience. He did get cut last season for not being quite the best with the Browns, but then again, no one on that Browns defense was very good outside of Myles Garrett. I think that for the Bills, until they find their long-term replacement in the form of any draft pick, getting John Johnson would be good enough, I'd say. Good enough. Continuing on now, the Bills also need to really help Josh Allen up front. Our offensive line was not very good. The biggest culprits on that line this past season were Roger Saffold and Spencer Brown. And with getting Andrew WYLIE, tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs, that would really help the Bills get more depth in front of Spencer Brown. Yes, I do not want to really see Spencer Brown in a starting role. I think, like Cody Ford, Spencer Brown has been very disappointing since coming to the NFL. Yeah, he's had a couple of good moments, and he is a fan favorite, but overall, he just hasn't been good enough. WYLIE was this past season, and he was a part of a Chiefs offensive line that really carried them to the Super Bowl. It's very interesting to look at the Bills and the Chiefs and how one team didn't have an offensive line. The other one did. And you can guess which team won the Super Bowl. That were the Chiefs. In large help thanks to Andrew Wylie, who was a rock at the tackle position. He would bring some great depth. He would be a part of a new, remolded Bills offensive line. And yes, he'd be going from a contender to another contender, from rival to rival. I do think he will command some money in free agency, but not enough where the Bills totally have to look away. If they were to get Andrew Wylie, I would be very, very happy about that. And finally, let's talk a little bit about Isaac SEUMALO, another offensive lineman that played in the Super Bowl this past season. He was on the other team, of course, in the Philadelphia Eagles. And he was a Pro Bowler back in 2022. He's a bit of a not as high end as Andrew Wylie, mainly because he is older in age and he's had more injury troubles over the past couple of seasons, although he played in every single game last season. He could be making around $4 million per year, and with Philly's current cap crunch, much like the Bills, they're not going to be able to pay for him. If the Bills can make some restructuring happen, they could definitely afford SEUMALO, who would be a natural replacement for Roger Saffold at the right guard position. He would be like Wylie, a very good signing for the Bills. He comes from a very good offensive line on another team, and he would definitely make Josh Allen sleep a little bit better at night. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. I was Don. This is Buffalo SportsCenter. Tell me in the comments section, who do you think the Bills should sign in this free agency? It's going to be interesting to say the least. Anyways, I'll see everyone in the next video. Peace out.